Get started. All right, well, welcome tonight to our Power of Five Financial Literacy Blitz, where money smart is the new flex. And I am your host tonight, Dr. Sonya Hamm. And of course, we are here north of Atlanta, Georgia, in a little quaint city called Beaufort. And I want to welcome our guests from all over the United States of America. So we welcome you tonight, and we got a lot to talk about real quickly. But we're going to open up with celebrating one of our newest wealth educators, Dr. Trina Brown. Dr. Trina is in the Virginia area. She's coming to us from Virginia, and we want to welcome her. She is, I stopped sharing. Sorry. We can cut this out. All right. We want to welcome Dr. Trina Brown as one of our newest wealth educators. I had the privilege of meeting this amazing woman about 4 years ago in the Hamptons at a women's empowerment event. And we just connected and have been rolling together ever since. I've had an opportunity to speak at her conference. She is a woman of God. She is what do you call it, expert in the area of government contracting. And so we appreciate that about her, helping people to secure government contracts and funding and all the stuff that goes along with that. She wears so many hats. She is an event project manager. She is an event coordinator. But most importantly, she is an apostle in the kingdom, and she is a woman of God and a woman of faith. So with that, tonight, I want to welcome Dr. Trina Brown. And if you go ahead and turn your camera on, I'm going to bring you up front. But I want to welcome Dr. Trina Brown tonight and wanted to show off her certification. And so when you do yours, if you haven't done it already, this is what your certificate is going to look like. You'll be able to download it and frame it. But here's the big thing. This gives you another level of credibility, especially for those of you that are small business owners or you're entrepreneurs, or maybe you have a nonprofit organization or something like that. Well, now you get to add wealth education to your platform, and you have the certification to go with it. And what I love about this is it doesn't cost you thousands of dollars. Most certifications, if you go back to school, you got to make a huge investment. And so this is something that everybody can do. And we're going to share more with you tonight about how you can become a wealth educator as well. So I'm going to take about 2 minutes, and I asked Dr. Brown to come. I'm going to stop sharing for that second because I want y'all to meet her and see her beautiful face. And I asked her to come and share more about herself, what she's doing, and her why. Because, all of us, we join for different reasons. So Dr. Trina Brown, congratulations, my sister. Welcome.
Thank you.
I yield the mic for you to give us your why and what your goals are as a new certified wealth educator.
Well, thank you so very much, Apostle Dr. Hamm. I am excited. This means a lot to me because of the path that I have went through to get through helping people. And I think this will also allow us to build families and their wealth. The main thing that stuck out to me was the will and the trust, building people's families up. So when people's loved ones transition, they have something in place. But also educating people the most of how to build their wealth without having to feel like they're struggling to do it, right? And so it's basically using the principles and the tools that you have, which I've been going through for about a week or two now, and with you and the team, just to get more in depth and knowing what I need to do to better myself so I can better others. But it's really important for my why is because being a coal miner's granddaughter and then being the youngest of 10, having stability to pass on legacies that will allow families to build something for your children's children, that will empower them to know that these things are in place for us to build a legacy for our children. And that's my why. because I believe that once we put the right things in place, it allow our children to feel safe, and as well as us as family members or our parents, that we'll be able to do certain things. And so I think then educating the people that I'm working with in the corporate America as well as in the kingdom to have a balance in their finances. Because once you hear the word finances or wealth, people cringe. People can think, I don't think so. But now it's giving them the tools of understanding how to build it. So I yield back for you. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And that is amazing. And so, with that, just thinking about you being in the government contracting arena, I know you deal with a lot of people, and you said one of the key things that attracted you was the will and the trust. So, can you tell us just kind of, a ballpark of how many people do you come across that don't have things in order? Because I know you're in one of those areas where like the T's got to be crossed and the I's have to be dotted, and how you see this platform being able to fit into that.
I was just talking to it's so ironic, but I was talking to a gentleman that's in Seattle that we've been doing business for years together, almost 20 something years. And we were talking about this, as that the older we get, and that is certain things that we need to put in place. And I'm going and dealing with most of the clients, some of them, especially when you have small business companies that are trying to build and get grants. The thing that I'm seeing is that they don't have that second layer of, especially as a small business owner, because you think that it takes a lot. But this will allow them to have it without going through all this legal process and going through the extra funds. And so I think it gives them a platform of building something for without feeling like they have to put out so much more when they don't have it. And I think utilizing that could give them into a place of saying, this is what I need to be at. And there is several small businesses that are getting government funds and getting certain funds, but don't have the will and the trust in place. Because once I have my trust in place, it allowed me to position myself and protect what I built so hard for.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you so much. And again, we salute.
Thank you.
And I thank you for, the value that you bring. Of course, this is going to be able to help you in what you already do to support small businesses and those coming in looking for those government contracts, but then on a personal basis as well. So again, we want to salute you. Everybody come off mute and go back on mute, but come off mute and everybody just shout, congratulations, Dr. Trina. Y'all shout it. Let's clap.
Congratulations, Dr. Trina.
Congratulations, Dr. Trina.
Congratulations.
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 Thank
Welcome.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited.
Yes, absolutely. We are super excited to have you, and I'm excited about what's getting ready to happen because we are raising up financial educators, and that's why you were invited here tonight. Some of you are Dr. Trina's guests. We want to acknowledge you tonight. I do see Pastor Pender is here, so thank you, because I was calling and I texted her. I said, well, I don't think people recognize my phone number, but thank you for being here. Toy, thank you for being here, and any other guests that were able to join that are Dr. Trina's guests. And then, of course, our UWE family. Thank you for being here tonight. Well, guess what? I have another special guest. And this is my longtime bonus brother. We grew up together. He was actually more like a big brother to me. Coming up, he's, I think, 4 or 5 years. He's older than me. I'm going to just say that. He's older than me. And he had a car. And so we became fast friends. And then he became friends with my family. And, being in the military, I moved away. And so we kind of lost contact. You never lose contact with the people at home. But I was overseas for about 15 years. And then on returning, he called and he said his wife saw me on social media. And she's like, hey, Sonya is doing something. And so he reached out, and that's how I got to this platform. And so today we were talking, and, he has this way of calling and educating you, right? And so we were talking, and I said, you know what? Tonight, let's just do an interview style call. I am going to interview you, and I want you to share everything that you're sharing with me, because it was some really good information and some things that we probably don't even think about on a broad scale in what we do. So for those of you that are guests tonight, I'm just going to share my screen one more time so you can see who we are, and then I'll introduce Robert. I didn't tell y'all his name, so his name is Robert. But our company is, let's see, let me get to it. So our company is United Wealth Education. So go figure. That's why Dr. Trina just got certified as a wealth educator. And the goal of our company is to empower 1 million families with financial literacy, but we go farther than that. We're not only giving financial literacy, but we have 3 pillars: financial mentorship. So those of you here tonight, you have the opportunity to receive financial mentorship. You have the opportunity to learn, get the tools and the systems to better manage your money. We all need that, right? And so I always say we're the place where you can get the mentorship, reshape your mindset around money, because a lot of us, and Miss Mary, I see you on here, so I want you to get ready to take just a minute, and share your testimony after Robert when we get to the end, because what we specialize in is really teaching people how to effectively manage their money and how to save more money. So if you want to save some money, if you say, Dr. Hamm, if there's a way you could show me an extra $500 that I don't see in my current income situation right now, I want to see it. If that's you tonight, go ahead and put a 10 in the chat. Like if I and me and Robert are going to talk, and we're going to show you by the end of this call tonight, you're going to have a strategy to bring thousands of dollars back into your household. I said 500, but when he lays on you what we talked about today, really, if we could add, $3,000 to $5,000 back in your household a year, or $500 to $1,000 a month. Okay, so Robert, if y'all put 10 in the chat, if y'all say, yeah, I need to know how to do that. Because a lot of times we think it's out there. Ladies and gentlemen, most of the time it's in already what you have, but most people don't know how to pay their bills correctly. Okay. They don't know how to count money correctly. Right. And so with that, I want to bring my brother, my friend, and my partner and mentor in this business opportunity to the forefront. And I need you on camera, so I'm gonna spotlight you tonight. And we're just gonna do an interview. So if you're there, go ahead. I see you. Let me go ahead and add you. And I can stop this. Let's see. All right, so just so y'all know, here's where corporate America meets entrepreneurship. Our company is over 21 years old, so just so you know, we're established. I've been here 13 of the 21. Robert has probably been here 16 of the 21. And we're going stronger day by day. So now I'm gonna cut this off, and I'm gonna stop sharing. Okay, so all right, you can come back on camera now, Mr. Gould. So this is my brother from another mother, Mr. Robert Gould in Columbus, Georgia. And so I want to thank you for joining us tonight. And we had such a powerful call today, and I have my questions. So if I'm looking down, that's why. So the protection plan membership, right? Just kind of give us 1 minute of your backdrop in how the protection plan membership has changed your life. Where did you start from? How were you introduced to this platform? And what have you been able to do with it since you've been a part?
First of all, thank you, sister. First of all, I'm not your mentor. I'm just another mother. And I've been utilizing this service for 20 years, folks. But this is what the protection plan has allowed me to do for not only me and my wife. We've been together 44 years, but my 3 sons, he just turned 42 No, he's 41. He'll be 42 September the 16th. My 29 just turned 30 in July, and my 26 turned 27 in June. So I got 3 sons. They all have excellent credit. The house paid for, no car payment. So what the protection plan has done for me is positioned me, ladies and gentlemen, where I have no bills. I have no monthly utility bills. I have no car payments. I have no home payments. Why? Because the protection plan budgeting, debt payoff, and net worth position me to do that. What else? And all we have to realize, folks, is that we got to become a product of a product. A lady by the name of Nina Simone said, you got to stop using up everything you got trying to give other people what they want. You just got to take care of yourself. So what's so unique about UWE and the protection plan is the company has put all the financial tools in one location, identical to what Walmart does. Over to you, Sonya.
Okay, good. So I love that. Y'all heard that, right? No mortgage. And he live in a real nice house. He didn't say that part, okay? No mortgage. His sons have no mortgage, all right? No car payments. Hello, somebody. They all have excellent credit, right? And so I'm going to segue just for a moment because we talked about the impact of credit on something as simple as your insurance. So we know you have no car payments. Let's talk about that insurance because he really laid down some tea today when he was talking about something as simple as your auto insurance. So just to give our guests a backdrop, what the protection plan, listen to the name, it's called the I call it the financial protection plan, but is your money protected? Is your income protected? Is your purchasing power protected? See, we're so busy earning an income that we're not protecting what we're earning because most of the time people are earning just to send it back out to pay bills. But you shared a powerful strategy with me today by just simply asking a question. So he said, Sonya, how often do people change their car insurance? And because I've been here a minute, like for me, I would say we're going to put it in the chat. So y'all put in the chat real quick. How often do you change your life insurance? Is it,
homeowners insurance or
homeowners insurance or your car insurance, right? So with that, and y'all can use the chat, like this is an interaction tonight, right? So use the chat. But anyway, so for the sake of time, most people don't ever think about changing their car insurance until something happens, right? Definitely their homeowner's insurance. Once you get it, it's just like your mortgage. You set it and you forget it. Well, tell them what you shared with me about the insurance and how much you were able to save this year.
Well, what the protection plan allows you to do, folks, it simplifies everything in your financial arena. All you have to do is check it regularly. So what the protection plan taught me to do, minimum, I look at it every 2 years, maximum every year. So from 21 to 23, I switched from State Farm to Geico. And I got my examples right here. So in 23, I was paying about $7,700 every 6 months for my car insurance. So again, in 2025, it was time for me to take a look. I switched from Geico to Allstate, and I got my documentations. So by switching my car insurance from Geico to Allstate, I'm saving $3,300 every 6 months. So that's $6,600 a year just in my car insurance. Now, here's the crazy part. In my lifetime, I've only had one accident that I've been responsible for. So, of course, I asked my sister. She said none. So imagine all our life, we've been paying for something that we hadn't used, and we've been paying too much. So imagine everybody that signs up to use the protection plan, if all they did was look at updating their homeowners or car insurance every 2 years, let's say minimum they save $200 a month. $200 a month, well, that pays the $89 for the protection plan. And that's just one item, ladies and gentlemen. One item.
Absolutely. So look, we've already delivered on our promise, Robert. I told them that before the end of this presentation, we're going to show them how to bring up to $5,000. Well, we went to $6,600. All right. So just think, and if you did $200 a month, like you said, ladies and gentlemen, that's $2,400 a year. Right now, most of you, between your credit cards, your car insurance, and for those of you that are homeowners, you're losing probably anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 a year just through a lack of knowledge. And that's why we're doing this financial literacy blitz. It's not just financial literacy. Why do I need a budget? Well, I remember for me, a budget used to remind me of how much money I didn't have, right? Because I was only trying to manage the little bit, meaning my paycheck. Because most of us are taught to budget a paycheck, but we're not taught to build wealth. So now, instead of referring to it as a budget, I refer to it as my wealth plan, right? It's my wealth plan. And so with that is the first step to finding $6,600. Do y'all see that? See, y'all will never see a budget again the same tonight. Wait, hold up. What? A budget can bring $6,600 up to, right? Of course, that was for him. But a budget can bring thousands of dollars back into my household that's already there. But because you don't have a plan for your money, you're just sending it out blindly and you don't even know you're losing money, right? Come on. So with that, one of the other key components in being able to change rates, like interest rates on your credit cards, when you go to purchase a car, when you go right now to purchase a home is a little different. But let's just talk about the credit cards real quick, Robert, and how excellent credit, because we've been programmed that credit is bad. We've been programmed that credit is debt. And here we're showing people how to leverage credit and how to leverage credit cards to make money. All right. So you're the beast on this one. So talk about credit, but I don't want to talk about credit like you just need to fix your credit score so you can go get a house. And those that have or think you have good credit, you're not leveraging it. So go ahead and talk to us about how credit cards are saving you money.
All right. And again, same thing. Remember, all this start with having excellent credit. The protection plan will position you to have excellent credit. Then it'll teach you how to leverage it, because there's a bunch of people that have excellent credit but don't know how to leverage it. So with me, I got 56 credit cards. The reason I have 56 credit cards is because 56 of my $1 billion friends, they said, hey, Robert, here's my money that I will give to you and your family to use it any way you want. And then guess what, Robert? If you use it everywhere that you can use it, I'm going to pay you. So imagine, ladies and gentlemen, I pay my car insurance, and that savings is just from car insurance. That don't even include my homeowner's insurance, because I got my homeowner's insurance with State Farm, because nobody offers a better rate for them for what I do, especially for my regular and my rental property. But imagine I use a credit card to pay my car insurance, and they say, hey, Robert, we're going to give you points for using that credit card. Why? Because they make their money by swipes. Credit card companies care nothing about late payments. They really care nothing about interest. Here's why. They can only make money one time on late payments, because you only can be one late once a month. They can only make interest on one time, and that's accumulated over a month. The real money that's made through credit cards is the fees, the swipe fees, the any kind of fees out there. So what happens is When I use the credit card companies give me their money. I pay their money back because anytime you make a charge with a credit card, whatever amount of money you use at that particular time, they give you 45 days to pay that money back with no interest. So you can charge $2,000 on your credit card today, charge $2,000 10 days from now, and on the 15th of the following month, you only have to pay that $2,000 back to not have to incur any interest. So the protection plan will show you how to use the credit cards and the credit card monies and not have to pay any interest. And let me show you how frugal the United States is. I want each and every one of you to think about this. Think about this. Why would the banks go from saying, we don't want your cash? We want to give each and every one of you people a debit card. We don't care if you're in the poor class, middle class, rich class, or the wealthy. We don't want to take your cash. We want to give you a debit card. Watch this now. A debit card is a credit card without the three major benefits. These are the three major benefits that a debit card don't offer you that a credit card does. They all going to have on their Visa, MasterCard, or American Express or Discover, because those are the processing companies. Either one of us, we can get a debit card. I mean, we can get, if we can show Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or Discover that we can generate enough revenue, Sonya and I can get a credit card with our name for our company, like the Visa Group or Boss. We can get a credit card with a Visa emblem, and it's our company. They don't care who they sell to. But again, the number one difference is you got to use your money. A debit card is attached to your checking account. Okay. So number one, you got to use your money. Number two, they don't report your behavior to the credit agencies. Think about this. 100% of the people are never late with a debit card payment. Why? Use it and ain't no money on there, it's going to get declined. So society has already trained 100% of the people in the United States how to use a credit card. They have. So number one, you got to use your money. Number two, it don't report to the credit agencies. And number three, they don't say that, hey, Robert, since you've been using my money at American Express so diligently and so economically with this platinum card, we're just going to give you an unlimited amount. I'm saying, what? You mean with this platinum card, I can go buy a house? Yes, you can, but you can't. The reason that the mortgage company won't let you use a credit card for anything is because remember when you swipe, there's a fee that normally goes to the person you're dealing business with. They're not going to pay that fee. And they, in the mortgage industry, they can't pass that fee over to you. So if they could, folks, I would buy a house with a credit card. That's it. And let me tell you what some of the credit cards are doing now. They said, Brother Robert, since you use our card so good, and we used to let you get the points to eat free, stay in our hotels for free, and all these other stuff, and we got these partnerships with other people that'll take our points. They said, guess what we'll start doing now? We will allow you to take our credit card, pay your utility bill for the whole year in January. We will give you points, and we will even let you take those points, pay the money you owe to us. Again, folks, that's what the protection plan will allow you to do. Every one of you that's afraid of a credit card, you don't be. You got a debit card. You've already been trained. Just learn how to leverage that for the betterment of your family. And here's what you do. You start with what hotel you like to live in, stay in. You start with what airline. You start with what cruise ship you want. See, folks, I cruise for free. I fly for free. I eat for free. I got points everywhere. And the good news, the points don't expire if you stay in standing with the credit card company. But more importantly, you can sell your points to your friends that say stupid means you know better, you just don't do better. Ignorant means you just don't know. So my stupid friends, because I told them what they can do, they said, no, Robert, I will use your credit card. I will pay you the cash to pay off your credit cards because I don't want the government in my business. They want to pay cash for everything. I love my stupid friend.
Well, and I love my billionaire friends. And for those of you that don't know, you always hear me say that. And I do. I call my credit cards. My credit cards are trillionaire, because JP Chase is $1 trillion friend. Okay. So by having excellent credit, understanding how to leverage credit cards, and just so y'all understand what he said, you can take that credit card and pay your utility bill for the whole year, right? So let's just say, on an average $200 a month, that's $2,400 a year, right? Well, now that goes onto that credit card where you're going to get points on the card, right? You're going to have to pay the bill anyway. You're going to get points on the card. You're not paying the utility bill now, okay? And as you start accumulating these points, it's two things you need to understand. There are cards that give you dollar for dollar points. Those are the cards I like, right? They reward you with dollars. And then there are those that reward you with travel. So you got to know which card you're getting. Well, one of the things that our platform does, especially if you already have credit, and what we call excellent credit is 740 or higher. So let's start there. If you don't have a 740 or higher credit score, then you're going to qualify for rates at 29 and 30%. All right. And so we don't want that. What we want to make sure is that we're getting the best credit score rates. We were at Longhorns yesterday. My husband and I went for lunch, and the two young ladies was talking about, she had just gotten a credit card, and she was so excited because she got approved for a 13% rate. But the other server that she was talking to was like, well, how did you get a 13% rate? My credit card is 29%. And so, they're having this conversation, right? It's all based on your credit score. Same credit cards, right? But if you have a credit score, if you're applying for that card with a 680 and the next person is applying for the card with a 740, the person with the 740 is going to get the 13%. You with I'll say me. I always take the bad side. If I have a 680, I'm going to get the 29% interest rate. So now this is why financial literacy is important, because people got cards, but they don't realize you're paying 30% on every purchase that you're making with it because you're using the card the wrong way. Y'all see that? And so one of our first goals is we have a debt payoff program. And with our debt payoff program, and this is where I want you to come, Ms. Mary, with our debt payoff program, we're going to take those credit cards and put it in there. We can also take your mortgage and put it in there as well. But I want Ms. Mary to tell you, because I told her after I looked at all her stuff, I said, Ms. Mary, you paying your bills wrong. She said, what you saying? I'm paying these doggone bills and they not going down. I need help. I need to know what's going on. So come on, Ms. Mary, unmute yourself. I'm going to add you to the spotlight right quick, and then we'll bring you back, Robert. But while we're here, tell them how this helped you just in this area. Go right ahead, ma'am.
I am so excited. I'm still excited, Dr. Hamm. She shared with me to list all of my credit cards and also put down what the balance was, what the interest was, and all of that. And I was going about it wrong. I was paying like say $1,000 on a credit card to try to bring it down, and $1,500 on one of the cards. And she said, well, yeah, you will bring it down, but I think there's a better system. And I just love the system you gave me. And that was, go ahead, let's do it this way. Let's go ahead and pay the minimum payment on all of your credit cards. And then let's go back and see where we can elevate. Is that the word?
Mm-hmm.
Elevate and pay someone off. And that's what happened. But the good news is I felt so liberated, because the way I was doing it, I was broke by the time I finished paying off everybody. And I just feel like I was just paying off bills. But with the way Dr. Hamm was showing me how to pay off my bills, well, here's a good example. By me paying minimum payment, I was paying like 500 and something minimum on all of them. And I was going to spread 3,000 over all of it. Well, I had over 2,000 left in my pocket. So it was so exciting until I felt like, hey, I can retire now, because it means I got some money left after paying all my bills. And it made me feel good about paying my bills and seeing who I can pay off. And by so doing, this month, I'm having to pay minimum payment, but I can pay at least 3 creditors off.
Come on now.
And that was exciting. So that system proved that you can pay off your bills and you can still have money left for yourself if you wanted to go out and have one of those steak dinners or whatever, and still have good credit rating. And I cannot thank you enough for this system that you gave me.
All right, absolutely. I want y'all to make sure y'all heard that. We put $2,000 back in her pocket just by restructuring. And so the key is, the first thing we want to do is get you off the negative side of debt. And that's what this program allows us to do. A lot of you, I'm gonna just talk straight, I'm the coach tonight. A lot of you don't think you need a budget, but that's the biggest mistake everybody makes, right? And so budget and the debt payoff and the credit all go hand in hand, because by setting that budget up and redirecting how you're paying your bills every month, you're going to automatically start seeing that credit score inching up as well. So they all tied together, ladies and gentlemen, in case you don't know. And so with that, we was able to put $2,000 back in her pocket. She's paid off 3. Well, she paid off 1 last month, I think, and then 3 this month. So she was able to pay off 4 of those credit cards within the first 30 days of just restructuring that. So thank you, Miss Mary.
Yes.
We appreciate you so much. All right, Robert, I'm gonna bring you back for just a moment. I hope you all are finding value. So if you are finding value tonight and you say, you know what, I like the way this presentation is going, okay, then go ahead and put a 7 in the chat. We just ask you to, put it, we don't want everybody unmuted because then it'll be distracting, but put a 7 in the chat if you say, I am learning something tonight. And so one of the things that our program does is you have access to a whole database of all the credit cards that are out there. So as we help you increase your credit score, then you're going to be able to come and shop for those credit cards based on what your needs are. Like, you get a travel credit card, right? Get a points, a dollar for dollar point, like Chase. Y'all might see Kevin Hart or Samuel Jackson promoting the Chase credit card. And it's really good because them points add up really quick. For me, every year I do Christmas. So y'all remember how they used to have the old Christmas savings club? My grandmama and them used to have that, right? Well, I use my credit cards that way. I just let all my points accumulate once I got Credit Smart. Then I let my points accumulate all year long. And then that's what I shop for Christmas. I got 12 grandkids and 4 grown people, right? So I let those credit card points build up, and then, it's a free Christmas. So again, it's all about learning how to effectively manage our money. So Robert, we're going to talk about how you can earn income real quick, because here's the thing. Most platforms out there, this is the only protection plan, and I'm going to show you everything. Let me show y'all everything that you get in the protection plan, and then we're going to show you, and you don't have to take the income opportunity. We want you to get started. You're going to save money just by being on the protection plan. So I'm going to go through real quick and show you what all you get in here. So you hear us talking about it, but you're going to get all of these. You're going to get the budgeting, the debt payoff, the savings goal, and ultimately that is to help you build your net worth. Then you're going to have the credit monitoring, the credit restoration with credit education. So there are educational tools also that will be in your back office as well. For those that don't have credit, or you want to learn how to help your children build credit or your grandchildren, well, you're going to get access to that. This is all included. You're going to get a will. You're going to get a trust, a medical, and a financial power of attorney. So, Robert, I want you to come back real quick. You don't have to come back on camera if you don't want to, but let's talk about this will and trust and this identity theft real quick, and how people are missing the legal reasons that you need to have a will and trust. Are you there, brother?
Yes. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Folks, remember, everybody wants appropriation, begging for something. We live in the greatest country in the world, to me, meaning that we can go to sleep, folks. We can wake up and go to another city, go to another state. Now, we do have issues, but I challenge you, if you think there's another place, go stay there for a year, then come back. So with that being said, we have to keep up with the times. A long time ago, all you need was a will. Now, folks, you need a will, a trust, a financial power of attorney, and a medical power of attorney. Why? Because the system is set up for them to eat more than you. It is what it is. That's how businesses stay in business. They just charge more for stuff that you and I can do for free. But what the protection plan does, it systematizes everything for you. So the greatest thing that you can do for your family is to get the protection plan, $188, $89 for the next 2 to 3 months, just to get the will and trust. And here's why. 188, let's round that off to 200. 89, let's round that off to 100. So $200 the first month, $300 the second, $400 the third, $500 the fourth month. Folks, I'm telling you, RET, R-A-T, RET now, you cannot go anywhere in the United States and get a will, a trust, a financial power of attorney, and a medical power of attorney of our quality for $500. It comes wrapped up in a nice little bounder that looks like that. That looks like that. And the good news is, what I love about it, since I'm a member of the protection plan, anytime I need to make any updates or changes, it costs me.
You went out if you're talking. Okay.
Okay, there you go. I was trying to get back off camera, but that's the power of it. What the protection plan does, folks, we leverage the UWE and the protection plan to do everything for us. Now, let me just roll into the business part. Now, remember, everything we talked about so far, it's just the benefit for a regular old customer, which is going to be about 95% of the people that we deal with. For those other 5%, listen, I want y'all to listen closely to this. I don't pay any taxes. I don't pay federal, state, Social Security, FICA, or none of that. And let me tell you how UWE works. For a brand new agent that's come in and paid $299, all you have to be willing to do wherever you go, whether it's on a cruise, go to a movie, go out to eat, go with your kids to Disney World, go to a play, go to Beyonce. When you walk into that building, all you got to be willing to do is ask somebody, who do you know that's hurting physically, spiritually, mentally, and financially? And let's say they said, I don't know you. I don't want to talk to you. Good. Because when you are a business owner, instead of you paying to market, paying for radio, paying for advertisement, we are our own advertisement. We are our own walking billboard. And because everywhere we go, this information is needed by people, all you have to be willing to do is just talk about it, mention it, plant the seed, and leverage your credit card. Everywhere you go, use a credit card. Why? Because the credit card is going to keep the documentation for you proving that you're there. Long time ago, when they tried to flip the system, they said you had to get a receipt and then put your whatever you do, put a name on the receipt and what you talked about. Folks, you don't have to do that anymore. And what I love about the credit cards is the credit cards that I have at the end of the year. All I have to do is go push a button. It creates a year-end statement of everywhere I've been, everything I did, and they'll even categorize it. And I'll take that information, I'll give it to my accountant, and she'll do the rest. Now, here's why I don't pay taxes. The little bit of taxes that I might have to pay, well, the government says, hey, Robert, since you took the money that you made and you bought a rental property, or you bought a motor coach, or you bought a vehicle in your business name, we're going to allow you to keep that money and write it off for, if it's a house, 28 and a half years. But again, folks, that's why wealthy people don't pay taxes. The government gives them money because they're constantly doing what we're doing. Remember, you ladies like to go out there and shop? You like to go shop? Well, now, if you are a UWE business partner, when you go shopping at that mall, because there's a lot of people out there that's hurting physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially, all you have to be willing to say is, look, I got some information that I can share with you. I can send it to you in a text, or I have a friend of mine. Her name is Dr. Hamm. Give her a call, or a brother of mine, Brother Robert, give him a call. Whether they take it or not, folks, that doesn't matter. Your obligation, according to the tax laws, when you're marketing your business, you just got to be out there marketing it. Over to you, Sonya.
That's awesome. So I hope y'all got that. This is the number one reason I tell everybody you need a home-based business, especially and now tax write-offs are few and far between, and they're getting trimmed even more for the working class. So the simplest way to switch from being solely in the working class tax bracket is by opening a home-based business. Now listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. I used to have my own office, right? And it was actually a collective, a partnership of us. But on the average month, we paid $2,000 overhead just to have the building a month. $2,000 overhead just to have the building a month. That's whether we had a client or not. That was just for us to have an office, right? So what attracted me, one of the things here, when I got to Atlanta, I was looking for an office, and it was way more. As I was coming from Louisiana, the rent in Atlanta is way more than $2,000 a month. And then it clicked. You have a whole business, like Robert said, that moves wherever you move. If I'm at a football game, if I'm at my grandkids' soccer game, if I'm in the restaurant eating, every restaurant I eat in, whoever the server is, they know what I do. Wherever I do business, they know what I do. Why? Because now my business moves with me for $89 a month. I went from 2,000 and whether I had a customer or not to $89. Hello, I cannot get my nails done if things was to ever get hard. It cost me $89 just to go get my nails done. Are y'all getting what I'm saying? See, that's why our mindset has to be reshaped around money and how money works and why we should start a home-based business. So here with us, real quick, we got 1 minute. We have what's called the Power of Five, and our company will pay you 7 different ways, 7 streams of income, right? Last time I checked in the Bible, it said we ought to have 7, even 8 streams of income. You're getting 8 streams of income. Well, I say 10 because by the time we save money in your budget and all of that, those are other ways. But for every person, just as a customer, how many people just listening to this information tonight, do you say, everybody needs to hear this information, right? Well, every person that you invite that enrolls on the platform, you're going to earn $100 per person. So if you go out there and enroll 10 people tomorrow, that put 10 people in front of this information and enroll them, you're going to make $1,000, right? If you enroll 100 people, you're going to make $10,000. If you enroll 1,000 people, you're going to make $100,000, right? But where our program is even better, and you see I had Uber up here. So real quick, and the reason I use Uber and all of them is because we've all either ridden in an Uber, you might have even driven an Uber, or you've stayed in an Airbnb, or you've ordered from Grubhub or some other food delivery company to bring food to your house. Ladies and gentlemen, all that happened there, and I'll use me, Robert, and Miss Mary, since we were the key people tonight. I decide I'm going to open a transportation app. This is all online. Okay, so I'm going to show you how easy it is for you to start an online business. It ain't way out there. This is an online business. Why? It's just like Uber. They said, we're going to create an app that people can download who need a ride somewhere. And then we're going to ask people to use their car to drive for us. So the owners of Uber are not out driving Uber. They just created the platform for the driver and the person who needs transportation to connect. Airbnb, they just created the app for the person who needs somewhere to stay and doesn't want to be cramped in a hotel room to be able to rent a house, right? Grubhub said, we're going to partner with restaurants and drivers to deliver food to people who don't feel like going through the drive-through or going to sitting in a restaurant. So guess what? UWE said, we're going to create a platform for people to get financially educated. But the difference is we're going to give everybody the same opportunity to generate extra income. And so next week be back, because Robert and I will talk about we was talking about Social Security and how, people, the average Social Security check is $1,500 a month. Ladies and gentlemen, you can double a Social Security check because you can find 15 people a month that need this service. That's $1,500. But where our program is even better is you don't just get paid the $100, that's one time, but you're going to get paid $12 every month as you build what I call your lit network. That is your leveraged income team. All right. Your leveraged income team. Why? We've been taught labor-driven income and not leveraged income. Leveraged income is where I can do the work once, but I can get paid over and over again. So you introduce a person to the platform once, you get them set up, and then they use the services that benefit them and their family, and you get paid from the company over and over again. It is the company that pays us for bringing customers to the platform. So Uber shares their profit with the driver that drives the person for them, right? But the person who's doing the driving got to do the maintenance on their car. They got to put the gas in the car. They got to keep the car washed and clean. Uber is not responsible for that. Here, I want everybody to leave tonight, and I'm finished. We're just connecting people to a financial literacy platform where they're going to get the mentorship, they're going to get the mindset reshaping of their mindset, and they're going to have the money management tools to track their goals. That's the biggest thing. We're the only company in the market. We're the only company. Sorry about that, y'all. Somebody calling me. We're the only company in the market that we're the only company in the market where you can get everything: the budget, the credit, the savings, the debt payoff, the will, the trust. We're the only company where you can get it all in one place. All right. So how do you get started? Not only that, if you enroll me and I enroll my sister, you get paid $12 every month that I'm active. You're going to get paid $3 every month that my sister is active. Right. So if I go enroll 100 people, you're going to make $300, and from just customers being in your network that you don't even know. That's why we call it the Leverage Income Network. So I love it because we have the education, we have the tools, and we have the income opportunity that you can write this income off. So y'all be back next week because I'm going to teach you something really powerful about counting money when it comes to income and tax. I'm going to show you the difference of this program and investing in the stock market and how this pays you more. So any questions before we close? If y'all learned something tonight, I know I already asked you to put a 7 in the chat, but if you took a lot of value away, go ahead and give us a 1 tonight. If you like this format, go ahead and give us a 1. Are there any questions? To get started, the person that invited you is going to contact you probably right now. So y'all go ahead and send your text message to your guest that you see on. So I give you 30 more seconds to see who's on. Go ahead and send your text message to your guest and just ask them what did they like best. That's it. That's all we do. We got a simple system. You let us do the talking. All you have to do is the inviting. Get people in front of the information. We're here every Thursday at 8 o'clock, and this is where we congratulate and celebrate our wealth educators, our new business partners, and our new customers. Right? So, are there any questions? We still got people trying to get in, y'all. Any questions? No questions? All right. Well, that means y'all understood 100% of the information. I am Dr. Sonya Hamm. I want to thank you for your.
I do have a question, Dr. Sonya. I'm sorry, I was trying to get to my mic. So I love what Robert said, and I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm like, no mortgage. Yeah. Let me sign me up, please, coach. Let me get started. But when he was talking about the leverage of the credit cards and getting things in place, and he said he had 53, if I'm understanding. Mm-hmm. And I remember when you came and did the presentation for us last year at the conference, that as you used the card, you were showing us how to leverage from it. Now, is that some things that will be done in another class as well of how to leverage from that, and then moving from that perspective, doing it because I know you said something about business, have your own business. Is it another way that we can utilize this in a business by getting our business numbers up and our business credit?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great question. And yes, we didn't even mention that, but we also offer business funding as a part of your protection plan membership. And under that business funding, you can get approved for up to $10 million. And you know, to even get started, you only need a 580 credit score, but we want you to have a better credit score, of course. And so what you're asking, what I do for my team is all of that additional training. If you're a part of the protection plan in good standing, then I provide the certain trainings at no additional cost. And that's how I use this platform, because it's just like a game changer for me, because I can't manage all this stuff for all of my different clients. But yes, we do provide separate trainings. Some are paid, some are free. But if you're on the email list, you'll get access to them. And for most of them, all you have to do is be on a protection plan. Okay, does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. And I'll be following up with you. Thank you.
Great. All right. Any other questions? All right. Well, listen, I want to thank you all for being here. Again, congratulations to you, Dr. Trina. We're excited and glad you're fired up tonight. And thank you to the guests that were on here to celebrate Dr. Trina. And again, we're here every Thursday at 8 o'clock. So you got time, like just tell your whole family. And we're changing the format. Like you notice, I just kind of tapped the slides in a little bit. I want to really talk to y'all. I want this to be educational so that we're not selling. We're saying you got to have tools to manage your money, and you have to know how to save money, because the system is designed it's not even designed for you to fail, but the system is not going to teach you how to use it. I'm going to say it that way. The system doesn't teach us how to use it, and our school system didn't teach us how to use it. So we're here, we got the tool, we got the system, we got the structure, and we got the strategy to help you dominate your money and win. So God bless you. You all have a good night. We'll see you next Thursday, same time, same place.